90.1 WECS. Willimantic as usual. We're having some technical difficulties. Here we go. Oh, now I can hear myself. It helps if I put the volume up on the mic and the headphones. Okay. How you doing? Welcome back to Something Different right here at 90.1 WECS. We are featuring a couple of artists from Swan ACT today. In case you didn't know, in case you don't listen to this show on a regular basis, which we tell you often, Swan ACT stands for Support Women Artists Now, and it's full of multi-genre arts and music and fashion festival. It's a night featuring many women that have been nominated or awarded in the recent past, near future, in many of our state's most prestigious media awards. This is the 8th year and currently nominated in Hartford Magazine's Best of 2014 for Best Festival and Best Place to See New Artists and Music. And they won second place last year. Amazing. I'm going to start off the show. We have for you none other than Beth Patella. Beth Patella has been performing, writing, and singing for over 15 years. Inspired and influenced by her parents' taste in music, she grew up on show tunes and later studied classical singing in college, which she continues today. 10 years ago, Beth avidly wrote and performed her own folk rock songs throughout Connecticut and New York, receiving high praise and accolades from her audiences. Very tragically, her drummer, who was the love of her life, committed suicide. Devastated and brokenhearted, Beth disappeared from the songwriting scene for nearly 7 years. The tragedy overwhelmed her, and she literally lost her singing voice and ability to sing her own songs. Luckily for us, she is back after a couple of years of singing again. Hello, Beth. How are you?
Hi, Mark. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, and I don't have you on the microphone. I don't.
Check.
Hello? Testing?
Test.
It could be my bad headphones.
Hello.
Now I can hear you.
Yay! Hi, Mark.
It's my headphones. Oh, I need new headphones. Actually, the headphones are good. It's the jack that's not good. My goodness. So how you doing? How was the trip down here?
It was really easy. We hit no traffic. Easy breezy.
Not too much traffic, Eastern Connecticut on this Saturday.
No, but the campus is beautiful. Some beautiful houses surrounding it.
Do you love our beautiful snow?
I do. I embrace the snow because I know that it's short-lived. It will melt. Spring is coming.
Yeah.
So you just have to make the best of everything while you have it.
Absolutely. I'm going to start off with some easy questions and work my way up.
Okay.
All right. Did you like show tunes when your parents were playing it for you?
Of course.
Oh, good.
Oh, my gosh. I would sing every single one over and over. Annie was my favorite when I was younger.
Annie's a good one.
And the rewind button was constantly pressed in my house, and my parents were very patient with me.
Aw.
So.
I love Sweeney Todd.
I don't know Sweeney Todd as much. I was lucky enough. I grew up north of New York City.
Yep.
So when I was a kid, we just went down on school vacations, and we got some tickets or did standing room only.
So you were actually on Broadway checking it out, huh?
I was, and I was always mesmerized by the scenery and the voices, and I always wanted to be up there, and so that's what started my love of performing, I suppose.
Very cool. It's been a while since I listened to, I don't know, would you label yourself as country? I hate to say that. I'm sorry.
I know, it's hard.
I apologize.
I mean, essentially, I'm a singer-songwriter, so
Yep.
I'll write a country tune, but then I'll write a blues, and then I'll maybe do a gospel.
Ooh.
But I think the theme that people mostly say is I'm country, or you could say potentially folk Americana.
There you go. I like that one. It's
like
more
Americana,
broad.
too.
You know, it covers more area.
Yeah, it puts in blues, country, it's a little bit of everything. Gospel.
Have you ever heard of the bar called Lakeside?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Where is it? In Connecticut?
Just a town over.
Okay. Should I check it out?
No, because it's not there anymore. It used to be. Never mind.
Okay.
Are there any misconceptions about country music that you'd like to dispel for the small part that you do cover?
Well, I think sometimes country music could be perceived as being twangy in a way, but, country music now, today's country music, is the number one growing genre of music, if not the hottest genre of music right now. I just read that recently.
Hmm.
And really because, I mean, if you think about country music being, I mean, Taylor Swift started off as country, Carrie Underwood, Lady Antebellum, those guys are all mainstream pop, even though they go under the country theme. So, you know, country is American music.
You just summed up my whole view of modern country music.
Absolutely.
It's pop music with a twang.
I was listening to Lady Antebellum the other day, and I'm listening to their drum beat, which is like a drum machine in the background. I'm like, this is hip hop. You know, they're doing a hip hop beat. It's awesome. It totally works. You know, they've got amazing producers and arrangers. So, you know, we're just a melting pot, just like America, right? A little bit of everybody.
Cool thing about music today is a lot of artists are not afraid to kind of meld two different kind of genres together.
Absolutely. Look at artists teaming up, you know, in
Yeah.
the, whether it be hip hop world, country world, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really about reaching different audiences and audiences that may not necessarily know you, but are introduced to you in a different way.
I was very surprised about Lady Gaga. She's classically trained, I believe.
I know. I believe, and I don't want to say anything on the radio that isn't true,
Yeah.
but I think she's from Juilliard.
Wow.
I think so.
That would be
Don't
good.
quote me. But that's what I understand.
Any thoughts?
Lady Gaga. I think
Lady
she's from
Gaga being
Juilliard.
classically trained and Juilliard?
And I don't think it's voice. I think it was piano.
Huh.
She did it to some
Some prestigious, let's just say some prestigious school.
She's very well classically trained. I'm not a big fan of her pop music, but I did listen to the Tony Bennett in collaboration, and very good stuff.
Cool.
But enough about them. We're here to talk about Beth Patella. I want to hear some live music from Beth Patella. How about that?
That would be great. Right now?
Right now.
Okay. So I'm going to play, we'll start off with a love song because I love
Aw.
the love songs. We'll do a nice, sweet love song to start us off on this Saturday afternoon. This is off of my first album, Coming Home, which you can download from my website. And this is a love song that I wrote about, 14 years ago or now when I was madly in love.
Awesome.
And it's called Just to Hear You Say, and I want to acknowledge that I have Lydia Smith
Lydia.
on percussion.
Yes, thank you.
Lydia,
Nice to be
oh
here.
Lydia.
Ready to rock out.
Take this little piece of me, now take this little piece of you, and outside, well, time just seems to roll on by, and I could get so high off of you. I see these things, I see these things, I taste these dreams. I can lose myself inside of you. So lay me down, let the rain come down. It doesn't matter as long as I'm here. So before you leave me someday, hold you this way, well, I'd die 1,000 times just to hear you say these words of love that make all of this pain go away. Just to hear you say, just to hear you Thank you.
Awesome. Whoa, my goodness. What an amazing voice you have.
Thank you so much.
My goodness.
Thank
I wish we had better microphones to pick it up. That was amazing. What was the name of that song?
That song was called Just to Hear You Say, off
Just
of my
to
first
Hear You
album
Say.
called Coming Home.
Wow. Amazing. Beautiful stuff. Lydia,
Yes.
what do you have there? Cajon?
I am playing a
Oh.
djembe drum.
Ah, very, very lovely. And I love the shaker thingy. Love the little container with the rice in it. That's
Yeah,
that's the technical term for it. I call it.
we call it that too, don't worry.
My goodness. How are you? So, a description of your Coming Home CD is described as warm, lucid, lyrical, rocking, soulful, and powerful. Can you kind of go into a little bit more onto each of these adjectives?
Well, as we were just talking before, in terms of what am I, what genre? Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, so...
You are amazing. That's what you are.
Thank you, Mark. That is so sweet. Thank you. So, some tunes will be blues, incredibly soulful. Whereas then I'll turn around and do a country tune called, Texas Charm, which is like a honky-tonk, taking place in a honky. Yeah, I have my
I love that
music
one.
video is up on Texas Charm. You can check out the music video for that, which takes place, a honky-tonk type of bar. And then I'll turn around and I have another tune called Runs Dry off that album, which is an incredible gospel tune that ends in this beautiful African chant.
Ooh.
And then I have Just to Hear You Say. So, the theme is, I suppose, is my voice, the melody, and the melody is obviously very important to me. I'm a singer, so I play guitar and I play piano, but singing is my main gig.
Well, keep doing it because we love it.
Thank you.
We have a
Amazing.
good time because sometimes we're a duo, but we could be a trio. We could be full electric band.
Huh?
We can play everywhere. and do all
Leave the
kinds of
guitar. Leave the electric guitars out. We don't need them.
Oh, you're
Sometimes we gotta
sweet.
crank it up, but the voice is the pure sound of why we're here.
Absolutely, a very pure sound indeed. Tell me about your writing process.
So usually I'll just sit down and I'll just start noodling around on the guitar or noodling around on the piano. And when I'm really lucky, all of a sudden it's like the heavens open up and dump right into my head from above. And I've got these cool chords that totally work, and now this melody. And then on top of that, I have this story. So usually that's the process, is that I can get the chords and then I get this melody. And if it works and if it fits and if it's really going to work, the story comes right away.
Oh, wow.
And I don't have to struggle with the lyrics. And the story and the setting, all of it's right there. It often mirrors my own life. Most of my songs do mirror my life. Sometimes they're stories about other people's lives. Sometimes they're fictional.
If you're being nosy, right?
If I'm being nosy or somebody told me something that I wasn't supposed to blurt out. I don't use people's names. No, I'm just kidding. And then other times I'll sit down and it will be a struggle. I'll be like, this chord doesn't work, that chord doesn't work, or the chords work, but now I have no lyrics. So, you know, that's usually it when I get time to practice. I mean, that's the biggest thing is finding the time to sit down and play. But that's usually how it happens.
Wow. So, is this your first Swan Day performance?
It is, and I'm so excited.
Have you been to any of the previous?
I haven't, believe it or not.
It's amazing.
I haven't. I'm so excited. You know, Jennifer Hill is our Mama Swan.
Yep.
And I am so honored to be part of this festival this year. Really empowering women, and a lot of my work and what I do aside from music, or kind of tags along with music, is about empowerment. I'm working on my second album right now. I just launched my successful fundraising campaign in the fall.
Ooh.
And I'm working on my second album, and one of the tunes that I'm working on is a song dedicated to our female veterans, or female serving in the military.
Awesome. You
And-
covered two of my topics right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Women and veterans. Wow.
Yes, and so this song that is called Iron Butterfly is based on a poem by a female veteran. And she asked me if I would put music to it. And I said, of course.
Wow.
And then she enters a film contest in New York, partly funded by Tribeca for the story of the female veterans. And she wins, and she's getting part funding from them.
Wow.
So, and then the song is set to be used for that. So I'm really finishing. I'm almost done with it, with the song, to then, you know, be released kind of on the inside to see how we're doing with it and move projects along. But it's one of my missions right now is to bring awareness. So the Swan Day has been a really beautiful fit. It's empowering women.
Yes, absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit, for anybody who doesn't know, like, what's the importance of women in the military today?
Well, the interesting thing is women have been in the military forever.
Yes.
And
Just not recognized.
Well, that is what we are working on.
Right.
So part of what we're working on, especially with the film and the story, is that, you know, we have history, and it is in our history, somewhat of our documents, that they have been found in graves in the Revolutionary War, in the Civil War, and women would dress up as men to fight. And this would be for different reasons, for potentially that they wanted to be in battle, or potentially their husbands at the time went to battle and got killed. And then the women needed to survive, and so they joined, but the only way that they could join was to become and dress like a man.
Wow.
So women date back into our military in all cultures, really. I mean, many cultures. You know, there's, of course, I read an article the other day of a Cheyenne warrior who was very powerful back in the day, and she was a female.
Wow.
And then, of course, today, too, you know, recognizing that women can have strong leadership roles.
Absolutely. Such as Hillary Clinton.
Right, there you go.
Hey, I shook her hand, you know. I met her.
You did?
Yes,
Wow. How was the experience?
it was great. She was shaking a lot of hands, unfortunately. But hey, you
She's a
know,
politician. I'm not a fan of Hillary. I'm a fan that there's a woman, like a legitimate, recognized woman, going to be in the next election, but I'm not a fan of Hillary. She's a politician. She's been around politics too long, I think. But
I know, I'll leave
this is not a political show.
Okay,
So
we don't have to talk about politics.
I want to talk about music.
All right.
So what's our next song we're going to hear?
So our next song is one of my brand new ones, which is called Laundry in the Morning.
Okay.
And this one started because we were rehearsing in my bass player's basement. Pete Baccarelli is my bass player, and his daughter was looking for her dance tights. She had to go off to rehearsal, and she couldn't find them. And so she's yelling up, "Daddy, where are my tights? Where are my tights? I can't find my tights." And he's like, "I folded them and put them away in your drawer." And so I turned to Pete and I said, "Pete, I need to find a man that does the laundry in the household." And he says, "Beth, I do all the laundry in this household." And then we just got really silly. And I was like, oh, laundry in the morning and da-da-da at night and laundry. And so I became laundry in the morning and tune my guitar at night. So this is an ode to like a June Carter or Johnny Cash type song. So we're going to go nice and country.
That's
for you.
country.
Laundry in the morning. Well, I want you to know that I have the very best mama. She taught me a lot of things in life, you know, to say those pleases and thank yous and just be a polite girl. And well, I think I really am. But one of the greatest teachings she taught me was how to find a good man. And when you find him, well, you'll know, because he'll do this very thing. And, well, if he does a few extras too, then that's just an added bonus. My mama's now been telling me for a while, gotta find a man who'll make me smile. Oh, and you best be walking
my goodness. Jennifer never ceases to amaze me when she sends her swans down. Beth Patella.
Thank you
Wow.
so much for having us. And Lydia Smith on percussion. Thank you so
Lydia
much for being
Smith
here.
on percussion.
Love it.
There's a wonderful song about Lydia.
Lydia, that's
Lydia, oh Lydia. All I know is it's the Muppet song.
Groucho Marx sang it.
Oh, okay.
Had to get the
I figured there was another origin of that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll sing that later in the show. My goodness, Beth Patella.
Good stuff.
I'm looking forward to seeing you on March 28th at
Awesome.
Illusions Nightclub in Wolcott, Connecticut.
Thank you so much. We can't wait. We're so excited, and come on out because there's a great lineup of artists and female
Oh, my
artists
goodness.
and vendors, and
This is going to be the best one yet.
absolutely.
And we're gonna be a full band that night too. We got a mandolin player.
Yeah.
Get out.
Bass.
Yeah.
I love mandolins.
Mandolin, drummer, and a
Harmonica.
harmonica, and I think also fiddle player too.
Cool.
I know, we rockin'.
So
How did you come up with all these musicians to help
Well,
join you?
It was so funny when I first started out, about, 5 years ago now, I was like, where am I going to find musicians? Where am I going to find them? And then all of a sudden, you just take that first step forward, you meet that person, and that person introduces you to that person, then you know that person, you know that person.
Networking.
You network, and all of a sudden, people are like, can I come play? Yeah, let's try it. It
Absolutely.
works. It's magic. Keep the magic going.
You also have played some jazz from time to time.
Yes. So, yes, well, I'm a singer, right?
Yes, you are.
I love to do all the genres as much as I can. And I was lucky enough to meet some amazing jazz musicians at the Church of St. Paul and St. James in New Haven, where they do the Jazz Vespers.
Oh.
And I was asked to come be the vocalist for a while. And then it got so busy, I wasn't able to completely do the gig anymore, but it was so much fun. And so that's where I met Will Cleary on saxophone and Nick Weiser on piano, and we formed a great trio. And so in our spare time we get together and we play various vineyards around in the area and whatnot. And then Nick Weiser just got a full-time job up at Ithaca College, which we're excited for him.
Woohoo.
I know, so it's
It's a
kind
far
of, it's
away.
been a little far away, so I've been trying to keep it going, but yes, I love the jazz world. My dad was a huge Sinatra fan,
Ah,
so I grew up with the Great American Standards.
Yep.
He was like a staple in my house.
wow.
And,
You are well-rounded. Absolutely.
Thank you. I just love music. So.
And it all comes naturally, I bet, to you going from jazz to any other genre that you play.
Well, technique is technique. Like my vocal teacher will say, technique is technique, and you have good technique.
But either you know it or you don't.
Well,
Or you feel it or you don't.
That's true. I mean, you do have an affinity towards the genre. I mean, you want to be doing something you like, hopefully, right? But as long as you're studying your technique, you can just mold it into where you want to go and what you want to do. But music. My drummer told me a long time ago, music is an athletic sport, and you got to keep that training going.
Yes.
The moment you stop, the moment you start to lose those muscles.
There you go. Good advice to any aspiring musicians out there.
Thank you.
Before we go, I want to ask you, what I ask everybody this year, what does Swan Day mean to you? This is your first encounter with Swan Day.
It means really empowerment for women. I mean, men are great too. We love men.
Yeah, they're okay.
We love men. Men are great. Men have gotten certainly a lot of recognition for years and years and years, and the female power is coming up. And because, women are pretty powerful creatures.
Absolutely.
We're wonderful nurturers, but we're also wonderful warriors and leaders.
Hey, hey,
And that's what Swan Day means to me, is empowering the female artist, showing how strong we are and what we can bring to the table.
Women are not a novelty.
No, we are not. We are not.
And if you go to Swan Day, you will see that
You'll see it.
firsthand.
Exactly.
My goodness. I need more people to come out to Swan Day.
They're going to come.
They will.
How can they not come? They're such a
They
great
come every
lineup.
year.
Vendors are fantastic.
I know. It's cool. There's all types of art celebrated at Swan Day.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Here, here.
Talk with us too. Meet with us.
Really?
Yeah.
We can like walk up to somebody and approach them and approach you and say, "Hey, how you doing, Beth Patella and
Absolutely.
Lydia
Sure.
Smith?"
Come talk to us. We would love to talk with you.
That's cool. No, I agree. Being there for a few years now, everybody's all there for a common reason. So you all have something in common. It makes it easy for you to approach anybody and just strike up a conversation.
Exactly, absolutely. And And, again, just like we were talking before, it's just meeting people, networking, meeting people.
Yep.
And then let's not forget that, we're coming together for females, but also a big part of it is the music, too. And that's so much of what I do as a performer, but also in my, other life as well, aside from performing, but teaching and doing all of that work. Music builds community. And it's very therapeutic in nature. And so what better way to come together on March 28th and celebrate through music and art?
Yeah,
Woo-woo.
I agree. That's at the Illusions nightclub in Wolcott, Connecticut. Surprisingly, she picked like the same venue 2 times in a row. So she must like this place.
I'm going to assume so. They must be pretty great.
She's been bouncing around from here to there, and
Well, it's awesome. It's been growing and growing and growing.
it's huge. If you're not at the Swan Day celebration on March 28th, you I don't know, you're under a rock or something.
Yeah, you're missing something.
Absolutely.
Everyone better show up. It's time.
All right. Do you want to play a live song to send this out, or do you want to play something off the internet, or?
It's totally up to you.
No. You are my guest. Be my guest. Be my guest.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do one of the songs off of my first album.
Nay, Howlin' Wolf. No.
Sorry, I'm doing my guitars. Yeah. Yeah, I just got that.
I just remember you saying you did some blues.
I do, but I think I'm going to do this one, which
Good.
is called Forever Be Yours. It's another love song ballad. I'm going to do it for a couple reasons. It happens to be, if I may say so, my #1 seller.
Oh, there you go.
Of a
And people can go to
vinyl.
iTunes or something like that.
To go to CD Baby. I'm on Spotify.
I don't like
you can go to
Spotify.
my website. You can download my album.
So BethPatella.com or what?
It's BethPatella.com. PATELLA.com.
There you go.
And this one is called Forever Be Yours.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Oh, amazing. I am enlightened. I love it. Beautiful,
you,
beautiful music. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming down, Beth Patella and Lydia Smith.
Thank you.
And we will see you on March 28th at Wolcott, the Illusions nightclub in Wolcott, at the Swan Day celebration.
Yay.
I love it. My goodness. Any last words you want to make?
No, I just want to say thank you to all of our supporters and fans. Thank you so much for all of your support for the second album that we're recording right now. I would not be as far along as I am without you, and I'm just so
You didn't do
excited.
Kickstarter though, right? You
I did Kickstarter in November.
Oh, you did Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah, I did Kickstarter. I went for 5,000 and ended up at 5,500. I went over my goal.
Ooh,
Yeah, isn't
nice.
that awesome?
I love it. I love Kickstarter.
I know, it was so much fun. And you can also view, just to mention, lastly, online, you can see the documentary film. It's a short, 3-minute film about me, my life, my comeback from great loss, and my story is all interwoven. And the great work we do through all of my special organizations, our animal-assisted therapy organization, our horses and dogs we work with for those with disabilities, music, and all that great stuff.
Wow.
So check it out.
I wish we had more time. You touch
It's a
on
whole-
so many topics that are very near and dear to me.
Well, I would love to come back. Let's leave it at that.
There you go.
How about that?
Maybe we'll do an impromptu interview at the show.
Perfect. I'm in.
All
We
right.
can play anywhere. Just call us.
There you go. BethPatella.com.
Thank you, Mark, so much. Thank you for having us.
All right.
We'll see you on the 28th.
Thank you very much, Beth Patella and Lydia Smith, right here on 90.1 WECS Willimantic, a community service of Eastern Connecticut State University. We'll be back after a song or so and some messages, and we have another artist from Swan Day coming down to talk to you and give you some lovely music. Stay tuned for that, Virginia, right after all this.